Lisa Balick, I'm looking at her Twitter feed right now. There's a picture of her inside a house with lots of damage, and I think we're going to see that right now. So, Lisa, you are inside somebody's house.
Yes, Vicki Tomberlin's house. Vicki was here when this happened, and we want to show you. Vicki, tell us a little bit what happened. You were home, and we're going to take a look quickly at your wall.
I was home making lunch for myself, and I heard it thundering outside, and then hail followed the thunder, and there was a big gush of wind, and it was kind of a rattling sound, and at first I thought it was an earthquake, so I ran to the bathroom to get some kind of support underneath me. And then I heard some glass breaking, and then I heard the thumping of the trees on my roof. And I didn't realize what had happened until I went outside and I noticed the whole subdivision where roofing and stuff has been torn off and trees are down and there's debris all over. So,
Vicki, when you stepped out of the bathroom and saw this, what was your thought?
well, I kept saying, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, I got to get out of here because I have natural gas, and that's the first thing they say to do is get out of the house if there's some kind of a disaster going on in case of a leakage. And so I stayed out of the house for quite a while. But what's amazing, I was telling my son that I have this little, it's a piece of furniture, it's an old piece of furniture that's not very sturdy, and it's got lots of glassware in it and stuff like that. Nothing fell.
Yeah, I'm going to walk over. Let's walk over to this china cabinet. That is pretty unbelievable. You have debris everywhere. The drywall is down here, and you have a curio cabinet with all kinds of little items in here, and
Nothing fell out. Nothing's broke. And I had no broken windows. That's what's really amazing, but I have 3 trees on my roof, so.
3 trees on your roof,
Yes.
but no broken window. But it punched through. Now, what was it actually that punched through there?
It was the fence, the 6-foot cedar fence, the poles or the posts, whatever they're called. Yeah, that's what punched through.
Did any of that wood actually come fully into the house?
No, it did not, but there's some of it that's hanging out in a tree.
Yeah, we saw
next
that
to the
earlier.
house. Yes.
Incredible. And I want to talk to your son here for a minute, who came, I'm sure, running over when your mom called you. What was your thought?
I was really frightened for her. I mean, I won't lie. Yeah, she's my mom. So I was really shocked when I pulled up, though, because you hear about tornadoes here and we don't get them very often, and it's just unbelievable.
What did your mom say when she called you?
Oh my God, the tornado hit my house. And then immediately she hung up the phone because the fire department showed up. And so I was like freaking out because I just wanted to make sure she was okay. But thankfully she is. And
What was your thought when you first pulled up to the house?
I was shocked. I just couldn't believe it.
Why?
It's,
We'll take a look at that wall again here for a shot, too, to see that.
well, I'm just thankful my mom wasn't in the living room when that happened. So, it's like missiles coming through the wall. And it just to see everything just ripped apart in the neighborhood and fences blown over, and thankfully no one was hurt.
I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, so I'm just glad my mom's okay. Merry Christmas.
God is good to us.
Yeah,
Very good to us. Because in February I was supposed to have those 3 trees cut down, and it was going to be like $1,500.
Well, I guess they're taken care of now, eh?
God is good.
All right, thanks, Vicki. We appreciate
Thank
it. So far, in other words, damage-wise, we have seen some damage around in some of the homes in this area, but there are other areas throughout the battleground area. We have crews in those areas, too. We're going to go outside now and take a look and see what else we're going to find here, and we'll be back to you in just a moment.
Hey, Lisa, can you still? Okay, well, I think we lost Lisa. I'm wondering about. Oh, there she is. Hey, Lisa, Christmas decorations. I know in most neighborhoods there are a lot of them. Have you seen a lot of that
Yes, go
sort of
ahead.
debris?
Yes, mostly down. I mean, as opposed to blown into, another block. But yes, we've seen a lot of the decorations down. But the main issue in this particular area, though, has been the trees. And it's
Yeah.
interesting for Vicki to tell us, because that's always an issue for people. Everyone says, take care of your trees, take care of your trees. But that can be a very spendy proposition. And then often people then say, well, you know what, I'll just wait and see what happens. And unfortunately, this is a situation that did happen.
Well, I wonder if the damage, I wonder if we would have had
We're seeing
as
broken
many...
pottery out here. I want to show you a couple of Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just wonder whether we would be seeing so many trees knocked over if the ground wasn't saturated with all this rain that we have had. But go ahead and describe what you're seeing there.
Yeah, Dan, it is interesting you say that because the size of these trees, I mean, often we see the smaller trees that got knocked down, that don't really have a big root system. But, as we've showed you, throughout here, the root systems are huge in some of these trees. And it looks like somebody just went by and just plucked them out of the ground. It's incredible. But we've seen broken pottery around here, just stuff thrown around. You're now seeing the outside of Vicky's house where
Oh, wow.
the piece of the fence punched right
Jeez.
through her home, and as her son said, incredible that she wasn't sitting there on the couch.
Wow. I mean, yeah, it's so amazing that no one was hurt in some of this, just from looking at some of the damage. And that home in particular seems to have, from what we've seen, the worst damage inside so far, with the exception of the business, the Real Deal home decor business.
Those are shards of trees that, as he said, missiles coming through the house. And she said, "Oh my goodness, we've got to get out of here." That force that it takes to penetrate
Yeah,
the siding
it's
of a
incredible
house.
when you see this stuff that's just sitting here. I'm not going to touch it for insurance, reasons. But that is wedged in there, and as you couldn't really get that thing out of there at all. I mean, it is just like a sword that went in there. Incredible.
We'll have to ask Kristen and Riley later what kind of force winds with the possibility. I mean, even if it's an F0, I think those winds are still pretty powerful. I don't know what kind of force it takes to do that. Just incredible. We'll ask them in a little bit. But what you're seeing here, Lisa,
Look at
is
the pots,
just
the shards,
incredible.
pottery just buried, not just thrown apart, but buried.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Wow. Okay, Lisa, we'll let you get to your next location. I know